When the day begins, there's always a lot of work to be done on the routes. Time is money and someone is always watching the bottom line. But if we rush and are not careful, we can very well cause an accident, damage valuable property, or even suffer a serious injury. Sure, we've got to get the job done, but the real bottom line is getting the job done safely. Remember, there is no job, schedule, or shortcut worth getting hurt over. That means working safely is our top priority, our primary goal. So we must learn to take precautions, protect ourselves from hazards, prevent accidents, and prepare for emergencies. Today we will discuss the collection process for a boom grapple truck operator and the safety operation procedures involved. Our neighborhoods generate lots of bulky waste, including tree limbs, branches, logs, discarded household appliances, furniture, etc. The boom grapple trucks are able to pick up heavy, large, and hard-to-handle items in an efficient yet safe manner. Today you can see we're in a neighborhood with potential hazards such as street traffic, large bulk piles, and overhead hazards such as overhead lines, trees, overhanging objects, etc. We will show you the proper procedures for safely maneuvering the boom grapple and getting the collection made and staying safe for the boom grapple operator and other refuse collectors who may be near the temporary work zone area. As you can see, the collection vehicle is approaching the pile. The operator will assess the situation and the area to make sure it's clear of parked vehicles, gas meters, mailboxes, trees, pedestrians, hazardous material, and other potential hazards. The driver will pull up, block one lane, and the brush truck driver will pull up in a position to be loaded. Employees should make sure they are wearing required personal protective equipment before entering the work zone. Safety boots, gloves, safety vest, eyewear, long pants, and approved hard hats when there's a potential for overhead injury or at the landfill. The trucks will engage safety flashers and strobe lights during the collection process. Always keep 3 points of contact with your hands and feet when getting onto and off the loader. Do not jump off the loader. The operator will keep ground employees in view and ensure all areas are clear before lowering the stabilizers and safely positioning the boom grapple to ensure it does not come within 15 feet of overhead power lines and 10 feet of overhead hazards such as trees, overhanging objects, etc. The operator will use the extension to grab the material and place the bulky material in the bed of the brush truck or his truck bed. This should be done in a safe, smooth, and careful manner. Once the large debris is collected, and after the operator has determined it is safe for the refuse collectors to clean the smaller debris, the operator signals the workers to let him know it's safe to proceed. Again, safety is our main concern. To avoid any contact with overhead wires or pedestrians who may come near the work zone area. If a pedestrian walks up near the work zone area, the collection process should stop immediately. Make sure when you're collecting any materials such as bulk and limbs that they are 3 feet from any object, 5 feet from any parked vehicle, and the boom grapple should be 15 feet from overhead power lines and 10 feet from overhead obstructions. After collection is completed, the operator should lower the boom grapple into the cradled position, lock the boom, raise the outriggers, then exit from the operating position using 3 points of contact at all times. As you just saw in the training video with the boom grapple truck and the brush truck, there were overhead obstructions, mailboxes, and traffic that was assessed prior to making this collection. The number one factor is being safe in the collections. Proper PPE should always be worn. High visibility vests, eye protection, proper gloves, steel-toed boots with puncture-proof soles, and hard hats when there is a potential for an overhead injury or at the landfill. During the video, you also saw a brush truck that assisted in the collection process to help keep the driver safe by temporarily blocking the street. The minimum distance for the material to be collected is 3 feet to any object, 5 feet from any parked vehicle, and 10 feet from any overhead obstructions. We want to make sure that all our collections are made safely. If at any time you have any doubts about what should be done, or if it is safe to make that collection, contact your supervisor for further guidance before attempting to make that collection. Remember, there's no job, schedule, or shortcut worth getting hurt over. We must all exercise good judgment and comply with the general department policy of not endangering ourselves, our coworkers, or the public. Working together, we will make the utilities department a safer place to work. Training review and safety tips. Pre-trip inspection. A good pre-trip inspection keeps the operator from leaving the facility with a vehicle that has an existing problem. The refuse equipment operator must perform a pre-trip inspection before operating the boom grapple truck per Department of Transportation standards. The operator must write up any equipment failure or problems according to the Driver Vehicle Inspection Report standards. All safety-related concerns or repairs must be completed by First Vehicle Services before the truck is released from the facility. The operator will inform their supervisor of any concerns that need to be addressed by the shop. After the necessary repairs and/or actions have been made, the operator will verify the repairs were made during their new pre-trip inspection and sign the bottom of the previous day's DVIR inspection, indicating they have reviewed the previous day's report. Personal protective equipment. Operators should be alert and ready for work and should ensure all required personal protective equipment is available and operational at the start of each shift. Required PPE. Safety glasses, work gloves, hard hat when there's a potential for an overhead injury or at the landfill, safety boots that are steel-toed and puncture-resistant, a high-visibility vest or high-visibility shirt, and long pants. Our PPE has been selected and purchased with your protection in mind. 3 points of contact. Maintain 3 points of contact when mounting or dismounting vehicles. 3 points of contact consists of the following: both feet in one hand or both hands and 1 foot contacting the truck. Always face the truck when mounting and dismounting. Keep steps free of debris, oil, ice, mud, and snow. Watch for a change in level or uneven ground when dismounting. Watch for slippery substances, oil, grease, and water. Look for loose objects, rock, waste, etc. Don't jump off the truck. Use of strobe lights and flashers. Turn on emergency flashers and warning strobe lights when the truck is collecting bulk waste from the curb on the route, blocking or partially blocking a lane of traffic, traveling significantly slower than the posted speed limit, broken down on the side of the road or in an emergency, or if the collection vehicle is considered a hazard and you need to indicate to other drivers the presence of a vehicular traffic hazard requiring unusual care in approaching, overtaking, or passing. Turn off your emergency flashers and warning strobe lights when the truck is traveling in the flow of regular traffic to or from the route, landfill, or the Hefner yard, or not servicing customers. Safe driving strategies. Look 15 seconds eye lead time ahead for hazards and obstacles. Obey all traffic regulations and maintain proper speed for weather and road conditions. Allow proper stopping distance, a minimum of 4 seconds following time. Utilize turn signals when changing lanes and making turns. If you're unable to avoid backing, use a spotter and extra care. Slightly tap the horn before backing. If you're not sure of conditions in blind areas, do a walk-around inspection. If you don't know what's behind the vehicle, don't go. Temporary work zone. The operator approaching the temporary work zone area should assess the area to make sure it's clear of obstructions, such as parked vehicles, gas meters, mailboxes, pedestrians, low-hanging cable, telephone and power lines, trees, and other potential hazards. Check for covered or partially hidden hazards such as gas meters, fire hydrants, holes, drop-offs, etc. Be aware of ground personnel at all times. Be alert of all times of traffic and around moving equipment. During snow removal, be alert for any obstructions covered by snow. Power line guidelines. To prevent the loader or carrier from contacting a power line, do the following. Before starting the loader, inspect the work area for power lines that you might have to work under. Boom grapple equipment should not be operated within 15 feet of a power line. Treat all overhead lines as live and dangerous. Here's some potential hazards from above: overhead lines, tree limbs, and overhead hanging objects. Some potential hazards on the ground level are mailboxes, gas meters, water meters, power transformers, traffic, pedestrians, parked vehicles, and children playing. Backing. Before backing, a driver should make sure that no one is on the riding steps. Visually locate workers on foot to make sure that they are clear of the vehicle's path. Tap the horn if the truck is not equipped with automatic backup audible alarm signals. Stop backing immediately if visual contact is lost with workers on foot. Resume backing only after visual contact is restored with the workers on foot. Use a coworker as a spotter and use agreed-upon hand signals to communicate with the spotter. For backing, the spotter should do the following: remain visible in the driver's mirrors, stay clear of the vehicle's path, avoid walking backwards, use agreed-upon hand signals to communicate with the driver, immediately signal the driver to stop if any person or object enters the area behind the truck, signal the driver to stop if the spotter must change positions when the vehicle is backing. The spotter should then move to the new position and signal the driver to continue. Operators who pass an address, street, or customer that needs to be serviced should do the following. Don't immediately back up. Back up when there's no other option. Going around the block is preferable and required if possible. There may be times when it's necessary to back your vehicle, such as dead-end streets or streets with a cul-de-sac. Vehicle backing accidents are completely preventable. If you don't know, don't go. Post-trip inspection. A good post-trip inspection gives the shop time to react to a problem that's been identified and to correct it before the truck goes back out on the road. The refuse equipment operator must perform a post-trip inspection upon returning the boom grapple truck per Department of Transportation standards. The operator must write up any equipment failure or problems according to the driver vehicle inspection report standards. All safety-related concerns or repairs must be completed by First Vehicle Services before the truck is released from the facility. The operator will inform the supervisor of any concerns that need to be addressed by the shop. Forbidden activities: horseplay, scuffling, fighting, practical joking, carrying weapons while at work, using tools and equipment inappropriately, getting on or off a moving vehicle, riding on or in a vehicle in a place that is not designed for a passenger, driving a vehicle without your seatbelt fastened, and talking on a cell phone or texting while driving or while operating the loader. Remember, there's no job, schedule, or shortcut worth getting hurt over.